Hello guys, what is up? My name is Dylan. Welcome to the Popcorn Podcast. This is episode number 70. I do love the number 70. Yeah. It is a nice round number. And for this episode, guys, we're doing something a little different. I'm not going to be reviewing a new film. I'm not even going to be doing necessarily a topic discussion episode here. But instead, I thought I might call on a really cool friend of mine, actually, to sort of come and chat all about sort of what it's like being an actor working in the industry today, kind of have a little bit of fun with that, play some games. So it's going to be kind of a really sort of chill, laid-back conversation. This is my good friend Izyan, who is kindly giving up her bank holiday Monday to come and talk about movies with me. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
We have been joking about doing this for a couple months now.
Yes.
Do you want to sort of tell the folks a little bit about yourself? Could do a little quick intro, so to speak.
Yeah, maybe I do a quick one-liner and then you add.
Yeah, I'll add
anything out. My name is Izyan Hay. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, my name is Izyan Hay. I'm a Malaysian British actress and I'm based in London. And I'm Dylan's friend.
Yeah, we're all friends. We're friends. Ooh. Actress friends. Ooh. Like I mentioned, guys, we're going to be talking about kind of a mix of different things. But of course, before we get into any sort of discussion, what we like to do on the channel, on the podcast here, with any sort of new guest, just to kind of suss you out a little bit in terms of kind of film taste, suss you out, is we play around a quickfire questions, film favorites, as we like to call it here. So, Izyan, I'm going to throw you some questions. Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, so Izyan, what is your favorite film?
I don't think, so I was saying to you earlier, I don't think I can pick just one, but up there is definitely Dead Poets Society, Spirited Away, and then this morning I was thinking about it, it came to me in a dream, and it's Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet.
A nice little range of films there as well, yeah. Oh, gosh. What's a film that makes you laugh?
So I know I should answer with a comedy technically, so I will, and I'll pick Ferris Bueller's Day Off because John Hughes great. Yeah. But I'm going to talk about Sinners a lot. You've seen Sinners?
I have seen Sinners, yes, twice now, yeah.
So good. Do you know the scene in Sinners with the white vampire? I don't know if this is a spoiler. Can I talk about this?
Just to preface, this question is, what's a film that makes you laugh, guys?
No, okay. Only just because it was one moment, but I guffawed. And I was cackling in the cinema and nobody else was.
So the white vampire, Jack
O'Donnell, Remick, speaks in Taoisean. I think it's like a Cantonese, it's like a dialect at one point, and he says something disgusting.
No.
Don't you remember that part of the film where he speaks Chinese? Because he's in the brain.
Yeah. No, I remember the part where he speaks Chinese. Yeah. I can't remember what he says.
Am I allowed to swear on the podcast?
Yes.
No, I don't think I could say
You
it.
can.
It's so filthy.
Just say it. I will bleep it.
He's in the mind of the Chinese guy, and he talks about it's disgusting. He talks about going down on his wife.
Does he? Do you remember this? I don't remember this.
It's crazy.
What?
And I was I tears in my eyes, dying. And she was crying on screen. It was it was just before their big fight scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that made you... So guys, some people say Grown Up, some people say Anchorman, some people say Step Brothers, others say really dark, twisted scene from a horror film of sorts. But
I love the film.
Yeah, it's a great film. It is a great film. What's a film that makes you cry?
I watched The Wild Robot. Recently. That was I cried so hard I couldn't breathe.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's quite intense.
So intense.
What's a film you think is underrated?
So it's called A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, and we've talked about it.
Is that it's not a vampire film, is it?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
and it came out a couple of years ago now. I mean, when I say underrated, it was obviously reviewed really well, and a lot of people have seen it, but it's not enough. Yeah.
We don't see enough love for that film.
Yeah.
What's a film you think is overrated? Oh gosh.
This is such a setup question.
Why?
Because I can't say any director that I want to potentially work with.
You're fine. No one watches this podcast anyway. It's good.
Stop. I'm gonna say Pearl. By T West.
Ty West.
Pretty
sure it's Ty.
Yeah.
Pearl. You think it's overrated?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your opinion on X, Pearl, and have you seen Maxine as well?
I have only seen
Pearl. Okay.
Yeah. I love Mia Goth, but like, yeah.
No, you...
No, I just... Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's like, did we need 3? Did we need 3?
Did we need 3?
Yeah.
But you've only seen 1.
Well, yes, exactly.
Yeah. So the thing is with Pearl, I think watching X beforehand, it kind of enhances Pearl a bit because there are a lot, like Pearl is definitely a separate story, but like there's a lot of nuances and sort of hints to X that's quite cool. And it takes, oh God's sake. Guys, this episode is going to be so chaotic. I do apologize. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Yeah.
Especially because you're an actor. What's your favorite or one of your favorite performances in a film?
Straight away, Heath Ledger in 10 Things I Hate About You.
I was going to say that. I was going to be like, you're going to have the same pick as me. And then you said 10 Things I Hate About You. But a great Heath Ledger in, I mean, it's such a bait pick.
Batman.
Dark Knight. Yeah. But yeah, he's great in that.
I mean, it's just, he's singing, he's like, I love you, babe. And he's like sprinting across the bleachers and there's like the marching band. And it's like, I think I watched it for the first time when I was like 11. And it's just, I like rewatch
something
it all
awakened
the time.
in you. Yeah. Julia Stiles is also really great in that.
So good.
Especially when she does the poem at the end.
Oh, yeah. And he's
yeah.
And when she's like dancing on the table and then she like whacks her head on the chandelier and like falls gracefully into his arms.
Have you done that before?
Every weekend.
Every weekend.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. Yeah. What is your favorite cinema?
I have to represent South London and I have to say Peck and Plex.
Peck and Plex.
But no. On the real, Peck and Plex. It's a real institution. It's so important. Yeah.
I can't say I've had the pleasure, but maybe one day.
You know, it's like an experience in of itself.
Okay.
Like the audience is as well. You know, is like a cinematic experience. But on the real, BFI.
First.
Yeah, has to be.
Yeah. What is a bad film that you love?
I had to dig deep. Because I wouldn't say this is a bad film. I would say that because like I think people at the time watched it and was like, it's a masterpiece. But The Crow, like the original Crow, yeah, because I just think it's so camp now. Like I watched it, for context, I watched it for the first time like, years ago on Halloween in, it's called like Rivoli Ballroom in Brockley. It's like this like 50s like ballroom.
Sure.
And it was just like the best place to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
fair enough. Don't watch the new Crow though, because that is. What's your biggest film ick or red flag?
I was going to ask you what this meant.
Yeah. So quite a few people have actually said this. So this is literally anything to do with film, whether that's something in films that you don't like, or if it's something about when you go to the cinema, some idiot, you know.
I wrote a couple of things down.
Okay. Let's hear them.
So, in the cinema, I think that's a good suggestion, as in like audience, like you were saying something in the cinema. So I'm like a member at the Garden Cinema, which is like an independent cinema in Covent Garden, and they have banned crunchy snacks. Yeah.
So no popcorn?
No popcorn. Because like members like were complaining that like, because it's like quite a small theatre, that it's too loud. So I thought that was...
Is that an ick, or do you not rate that decision?
I don't know. I like popcorn.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I eat my popcorn?
Bro, popcorn is part of the DNA of cinema.
Yeah. And this podcast title.
Exactly.
I wrote down, so when the logical parameters of a film are unclear. Does that make sense?
David Christopher Nolan on the kid. When the logical parameters of a film are so unclear. Yes. Yeah. Please elaborate. Yeah.
So like, say it's a fantasy or like a sci-fi or something, and like the characters' limitations or whatever are defined, but then there's like a Deus Ex Machina like moment or whatever, and I'm like, that just doesn't, that the entire plot, like what if we've been watching for 45 minutes? We've done that from the jump. Yeah.
So basically when a film establishes rules and then immediately afterwards it just breaks them.
You know, there's constraints exist for a reason.
Massive,
you know.
No, that
and then when a character like does something, like they build like the characterization for like a character, and then they make a choice that's just like
that just sidelines anything that they would probably do in that situation.
Like you're like, what was motivation for that? Like that makes sense.
No, that's fair enough. It's great picks actually. What is your biggest film green flag?
Also didn't really know what this meant, but like I
Sorry, guys.
Not the laughter. So the one that I can think of is Sinners. I remember when it was like first announced and like being really excited that Ryan Coogler was coming out with like a vampire film set in the Deep South back in the day. But then I saw like the trailer for the first time in cinema and I was like, that looks really bad. But then it was excellent. So I think that's like a green flag. Like when the trailers cut terribly, but then the film's amazing, because it never happens. It's usually always the other way around.
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? With trailers, they always try and sell you the most marketable version of the film, and sometimes, a lot of the time, that version isn't the version you're interested in seeing. So no, definitely.
Oh, and then also Sinners. But like when a film is able to like bring something innovative to a genre that's like really tired or overdone, like how many vampire films have we had recently? We've like the bar for horror has been really high.
It has,
past couple of years.
Yeah.
And I think like Sinners is just like
Yeah. What is your favorite film score?
I think one that I go to like I listen like probably every other day is La La Land. Like me and
Can't go
Sebastian's theme.
Yeah.
Like every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, I have to learn that. Yeah.
Horror or comedy?
Horror.
Sci-fi or fantasy?
Sci-fi.
Blockbuster or indie?
Indie.
What's a film you wish you watched in the cinema?
Mulholland Drive.
Oh, I watched that recently in the cinema, actually.
Where? At the Prince Charles? I missed out.
Yeah. This was just before David Lynch died as well.
Oh my God. I missed out on all the tickets after he died, because
they did like a rerun of
further,
everything.
Screenings, and they sold out so fast.
Who's a director whose work you want to watch more of?
So there was this Malaysian short film that premiered at Cannes 2 years ago, or maybe it was last year, but I think the film itself came out in 2023 called Tiger Stripes, and it's, surprise, surprise, a body horror.
Nice.
But it was just like fantastic, and the director's name is Amanda Nell Yeoh, I think. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but it was her directorial debut, and really excited to see the rest of it.
Sounds interesting. Yeah. So Izyan, if you were stuck on a desert island, what 4 films would you take with you?
Okay, I thought long and hard about this.
Okay, let's hear them.
First one, I have to be a snob, I have to be pretentious.
Go on.
It's called Saturday Night, Sunday Morning.
Okay.
And it's I wrote it down. Carol writes, and it's came out in the 60s, and it's kind of part of the British New Wave, like kitchen sink drama. Just really good. I watched it in media studies when I was like 15. And like my media teacher was sick. Shout out Mr. O'Connor. And it just stuck with me. Sorry, I realized it's
one film. All right, cool.
One film. That, Hercules.
The original Disney
animation. Yes, because Arrival. Because if you're on a desert island, I think it's like, you would be wondering about life elsewhere, right?
Yeah, and also like the human connection side of that
exactly. And then I have to say Everything Everywhere All at Once, because you need a proper banger in that. I'm not saying the other films aren't banger. And I think like if you're on like a desert island and it's just like such a creative film, I feel like it would help you come up with ways to like escape.
It's a lot of film, basically.
Yes.
It's like the most filmy film, basically.
Right? Yeah.
Fantastic, Izyan. And finally, my last quickfire question to you is, what is your most anticipated film for the rest of 2025?
Again, hard, so I don't have one answer. But I will lead with, it was Just an Accident, which just won the Palme d'Or.
Yeah,
by Jafar Panahi. I really like Iranian cinema, so...
Yeah, you do.
Cool.
Yeah, you do.
Cut that. Cut it.
Well, you do.
I do. I really like Iranian cinema. I really like Iranian horror, especially. This is not a horror. This is like domestic political drama. The Phoenician Scheme.
Yes.
Wes Anderson.
Yes.
Why will you yes?
Because I've heard
mixed things.
Sort of. I haven't managed to see it yet, but I will probably see it.
Love Wes Anderson, right? And then The History of Sound. Josh O'Connor, Paul Mescal, Oliver Hermanis. Why that face? No?
Bro, I'm literally nodding my head saying yeah. Judging you so hard right now. Okay, guys, that basically wraps up that round of quickfire questions. How was that?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, nice little warm up.
Did I do okay?
You did all right. I can't believe we got through that, actually.
I know.
So, Izyan, there's kind of not going to really be much of a structure to this conversation. Just going to have a chat. Like I said, guys, we are not reviewing a film of any kind. We're just going to sort of unpick your sort of experience maybe as an actor working in the industry. So I just thought what a nice sort of leading question for you to kickstart the conversation is, when did you first know that this is something you wanted to do?
Yeah.
And when did you first start getting into acting?
So two different things, right? Okay. So I mean, when I realized what I wanted to do, I was like 15, GCSE drama.
Of course.
Yeah. But, didn't go to drama school. I did like a play, like one play at uni in my undergrad. And then just like, I was like, I think I did some extra work. Like I was in like a music video, for example, that has just like never been released.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, real...
For example, what a guy. What a guy.
I haven't heard that name in years. And then like also just had like no idea how to go about doing that. And I came here from Malaysia. And then just like didn't do anything for years. And then in 2022 I was working a really stressful job in kind of domestic violence response, and I really wanted like an outlet or a hobby. And my friend Mariam was working at the Almeida Theatre, and they had just announced a community theatre, a community play that was coming out, and they had auditions, and she said, go for it. And I did. And I got a part. And then it just kind of like took off from there. Like I met someone there who kind of told me to, how to like go about looking for like casting calls. Applied for a short film, got the role. And then I did a showcase called DABB. So it stands for Diverse Actors Breaking Barriers. And was picked to do the showcase. And that's how I got my agent. So...
Wow. And what year was that? 2022?
Yeah.
Wow. So not that long ago, only a couple of years ago when you really think about it. And of course, like, you've gone on to do amazing things, which we'll get to. But do you remember the first time you sort of saw a performance and then and thought like, I really want to
do this?
To do this, yeah.
That's such a good question. Yes. Yeah. It wasn't seeing a performance. Is go for it. Is it okay?
Yeah.
But it was reading A Streetcar Named Desire when I was like in year 9, and Blanche has a monologue in that, and I was like, I want.
You want to do that?
To be her. Yeah.
Who are some of the actors you would say that have somewhat inspired you, if any?
Yeah. Viola Davies. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely one of the greatest actors of all time.
Definitely.
Anjana Vasan. So she's a Singaporean Indian actress who is so talented. She's in lead role in a Channel 4 TV show called We Are Lady Parts. And then she's been, like, her filmography so far has been excellent. She also was in A Streetcar Named Desire at the Almeida. So someone like her career would be like, ideal.
Something you look, cool. And since obviously you've been working in the industry here and there, your sort of projects have varied from short films to feature films to commercials. What kind of projects would you say so far are the ones you enjoy the most? What do you look for, I guess, when selecting projects? Are you a picky person when it comes to these kind of things?
Great question.
This actually feels like an interview.
I'm beautiful. What do I look for when choosing projects? I think like really looking at everything I've done and like thinking of what I want to do and where I want my career to go, and not like, obviously like it's hard to be picky at this point because, you kind of say yes to everything and you're grateful for every opportunity. But I suppose like things which like vary your casting type. So like casting calls which won't necessarily specify like a Southeast Asian actor, submit me for it because, you know, they didn't think of me when they were casting this role, but maybe they will if I send a tape in.
Yeah.
Or, you know, but equally like characters who are, you know, do represent my background, which is like very kind of underrepresented in the UK.
So you say you would like to find like a nice balance between those two aspects of, you know, representation, but also just auditioning for a character that is kind of a bit up in the air and you're able to kind of put your own imprint on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah. And like doing as much like varied work as, you know, as possible, like doing some stage, doing shorts, you know, cutting your teeth that way and doing a commercial to make money.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be done, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you actually, because I feel like a lot of people who might not necessarily be exposed to, you know, a lot of actors, a lot of working actors, and kind of have this idea of what acting is like. I thought it'd be good to ask you kind of more about sort of the reality of being an actor, I would say.
Right.
You know, people have this impression that it's all sort of stardom and you know, everything is great and whatnot. But of course, we know it's far from that. And you know, it can be quite you know, tough at times and stuff. So I want to say, like, what's something you would sort of say to anyone who is kind of looking to get into the industry? What's a piece of advice I would say? Like,
just do it.
Just do it.
Like, I was like debating whether or not, like, for years, like, you know, I wanted to like try my hand at acting. And I just like got to a point where I was like, this will be my biggest regret if I don't. And I think I was quite lucky, I guess, in that I like went into it with zero expectations. Like I went into it thinking it would just be a hobby and, you know, got very lucky quite quickly. But I think, yeah, you've got to have like a level of shamelessness. I think you've just got to like, you know, I think it really affects your acting as well.
Yeah.
If you're like self-conscious and like, yeah. No, I feel you. I mean, like everyone is self-conscious to a certain extent. And I think maybe what you're trying to say is like, you know, this industry is tough and, you know, unfortunately there's not much time to deliberate about, you know, these kind of things, even though they're very important. And you've just sort of got to throw yourself at as many opportunities as possible. Yeah, and also like it is a really hard industry to get into. Like I had no connections to it. I had a friend of a friend when I was doing my master's who had just got signed just out of uni, and I literally like sent her a message and I was like, hey, you don't know me from anywhere, but I want to try like doing this. Can you tell me about the industry? It was literally like that. That was the essence of the message. And she said yes. And we had a Zoom call for 2 hours, having never met before, never even exchanged a message. This is Sarah. So shout out Sarah. And she just was like, this is how I did it. You can't do that because, you know, we've left uni now, but like, this is how you could go about doing it. This is what you need. You know, you need headshots, you need like an acting CV, and you can follow these casting agents on Instagram, you know, blah, blah, blah. These are agents you could approach. Yeah. Someone who literally like walks you through it. And yeah, don't be afraid to reach out to those people.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a great point because although there are some sort of kind of general things I think every kind of actor needs to do, like you said, headshots and building an acting CV and sort of kind of trying to network as much as possible. There is also not one specific route to acting. You know, you got to find your own way. Like you said, like you didn't go to drama school, like, you know, and now you're somewhat on top of the world, I guess.
Here's hoping.
Speaking of which, guys, I feel very like, honestly, can I just be honest? I'll just address the elephant in the room. Obviously, Izyan, you're in the new Mission Impossible film. I'm keeping that in. You're in the new Mission Impossible film, The Final Reckoning, the potentially the last Mission Impossible film. Huge blockbuster. You know, in a year where there are so many blockbusters, this is potentially the biggest or one of the biggest of the year. And to be honest, when I like very embarrassingly was like telling basically everyone about, because obviously I'm in like the film discussion community. Like, friends on the screen. So obviously I had to get you on just to kind of unpack a little bit about that experience. Now, how the hell did you sort of just land this, essentially?
It's, undisclosed film, very little information.
So you didn't even know what film you were auditioning for?
Okay. Got to set, they had a trailer with my name on it, and they were like, get comfy, it might be a little while. It's a lot of waiting. Yeah. That's the thing about, filming that they don't tell you. But it's a lot of waiting around, and that's okay. And
at that point, you know what the project is, right?
At that point, I was told, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and I when I was on the phone with my agent, I was like screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you meet Christopher McQuarrie, the director of now Rogue Nation, Fallout, Dead Reckoning, and now The Final Reckoning. Mm-hmm. How's McHugh?
Just so lovely.
I just want to say I don't feel like fully comfortable calling him McHugh because I'm not on a friend-to-friend basis with him like you are. So
yeah. And then met him. Went to soundstage. Had a conversation. Everyone was kind of like between takes for a scene. So like everyone was kind of like watching and listening. So I was really nervous. And then he said, "Yeah, welcome to the family.
Welcome to Mission."
Yeah. And I was like,
damn,
thanks. And then they were like, yeah, like, do you want to chill here for the rest of the day? Like, we can show you around set, And I said no, because I had to get to work.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, as in like your day job?
I had my day job. Yeah. I had a meeting in like 2 hours on Teams, and which I was potentially going to do in my trailer, but I was like, let me not risk it because it was a long way from set. Yeah, because it's out of London. And then I
can imagine them being like, did she actually just say no? And then just left.
I went back to my trailer to like get my stuff. Got a call from my agent, and they were like, yeah, you got it.
Damn. And your reaction to getting that call?
Like screaming, like hysterics. Yeah.
I do want to ask you, were you familiar with the Mission Impossible films beforehand?
Yeah, of course.
Like, were you a big fan or?
Well, yes. I have definitely watched the first when I was a kid. Like my dad was a real like dad film, boy film.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Gladiator. Had to sneak that in there.
Yeah.
Like all of that. So I'd watch Mission and like knew how big of a deal it was.
What would you say out of the entire sort of prospect of you now being a part of this project, what were you most excited about? Was it the people you're going to potentially be working on? Was it the fact that you get to say you were in a production of this scale, or was it something else? Like, what was something that you were like really looking forward to doing?
Yeah, really good question. I think definitely like a production of this scale. It's it's a legacy, right? This is the 8th film, and it's just. It was a real feeling of like, I'm never going to be on a set this big. Well, don't say that. But like, it really is historic. You know, the set, you're looking around, you're like, the amount that they've invested into this. And everybody's loving it. Everybody's so well taken care of. Everybody's so lovely. And obviously an upside was meeting people. Tom Cruise is so...
Yeah. So guys, all that stuff you said, we don't care about that. We just want to know... Tell us, Izyan.
Yeah.
You met some pretty cool people. You met McHugh.
McHugh.
Big question. Yeah. That everyone wants to know. Did you meet Tom Cruise?
I did meet Tom Cruise. Yeah. Yeah.
Do tell.
He was just the loveliest guy. Like I was so nervous. I mean, have I met celebrities before? I've waitressed and met celebrities. But you're doing like, a very different kind of job. I was shaking. I've never like full body shakes, like as in every like step I was taking was like teetering. Yeah. And you're like, doing your introduction, saying hi to everybody. And Tom Cruise was really lovely. He asked me, what my name was, and he made sure to pronounce it correctly and asked me where I was from and said, it's a beautiful country, and what my name meant. And
what does your name mean?
Wisdom.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Clara asked me this actually.
Is it?
Yeah. At your birthday. And just like the most like warm guy, like fist bumped me between every single take. Yeah.
And also Ving Rhames as well.
Ving Rhames, so lovely. We had like a long conversation about New York, where he grew up, and yeah, just surreal. Yeah.
And how long are you, I don't know if you're allowed to say, but how long were you shooting for on set? How long were you part of this experience?
So between like the first tape and like wrapping, it was like over 2 months, like on and off. Obviously it wasn't on set for like that long or like whatever, but hair and makeup, wardrobe, like there's a lot to filming, right?
Of course, now the film is out, and you've seen the film, of course.
I have seen the film.
What was your kind of reaction?
Like surreal, because obviously you know so little.
Yeah.
About what's going on.
You don't even know if you're going to make the cut.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. So I was doubtful, and then it happened, and I was like, "What's happening?" And then the credits rolled, and it was everybody was sat like for the entire credits. Like spotting their names and stuff. We didn't have our phones on us; they were taken away because it was before like
the embargo.
Yeah, the embargo lifted. And I saw my name, and then I called my agent like immediately when I got out, got my phone in Leicester Square. I was like hysterical. It was like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so sorry to bother you. And she was like, yeah, like you would be.
Yeah. And you're like legit like in the main cast part of the credits. Yeah, gosh, yeah. No, I remember because I didn't know I was going to watch the film. So I watched the film ahead of release at the Paramount multimedia screening. I didn't know I was going to attend that until like literally the day before. I messaged you and I was like, oh my God, guess who's going to see you tomorrow on the IMAX screen. And yeah, for me, I will say like for me, I mean, I haven't had any friends I don't think I've had any friends been on a production of this scale. So part of me going into watching The Final Reckoning was like, this is going to be really weird because I'm going to see like I'm going to be watching the film. Am I going to be taken out of the film a little bit? This and that. Obviously, seeing you in the film was like, guys, so that was quite surreal. But the film is just kind of insane. It's incredible. It's a huge movie, and the fact that you're part of it is just amazing, and I think you should be very proud of yourself.
Oh, thank you very much, Joe. I think it's like going back to like the legacy thing. I think it's like a genre defining franchise. Right?
Yes it is.
And like Tom Cruise is the action star.
He's the guy.
He's the greatest action star of all time.
Potentially the last movie star there is.
Yeah,
so,
I would completely agree. Yeah. So
yeah. Well, congrats on the film.
Thank
and
you.
We look forward to seeing your face on the IMAX screen many more times to come. Guys, that's kind of our wrap up of a little film called Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, and a little bit of Izyan's experience working on that. I will leave all her socials and links down below in the description box. Like you said, you never know who you could meet and what opportunities can await.
Yeah.
So it is. You know what's coming.
I'm so scared.
We've got 2 games lined up for you.
Yeah.
The first of which is a game that we haven't played, and the second of which is a game we have played. We will get to the second game, to the giggles. Pano's already laughing. But the first game is kind of a podcast classic. It's a little bit of this or that.
Sorry, I'm getting all my laughs.
No. Yeah, it's gonna come out.
Yeah.
The first game is Izyan, since you are an actress. Ooh. I want to ask you, and this is obviously your personal preference, your personal opinion. I've picked out some of the hottest actors.
Hottest? In what way?
When I say hottest, I mean most exciting actors working in the industry.
Yeah, wow.
It's just another term. I'm not necessarily describing their physical appearance. Clara's like watching. I've got some of the most exciting.
Okay, what do you mean? Okay.
I've got some of the most exciting actors working in the industry today. Some of the rising stars, some would say the future of Hollywood and movie making. And we're going to play a little round of this or that. So I'm going to put 2 actors against each other, and you're just going to say which Actor
This is the game you
actress?
played with the gladiator. Yeah.
It is indeed. I'm quite...
Yeah.
And Izyan, you're just basically going to tell me who, in your opinion, is the better actor or actress.
Jesus.
Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
We're going to kill your acting career before it's even...
Yeah. Make
right.
no friends.
So, first up, Florence Pugh or Robert Pattinson?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson or Anya Taylor-Joy?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy or Michael B. Jordan?
No. Michael.
Michael?
No.
Tom?
Anya Taylor-Joy. Yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy or Haley Steinfeld?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy or Tom Holland?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy or Zendaya?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy or Josh O'Connor?
Josh O'Connor.
Josh O'Connor or Mike Feist?
Josh O'Connor.
Josh O'Connor or Letitia Wright?
Josh O'Connor.
Josh O'Connor or Jacob Elordi?
Josh O'Connor.
Josh O'Connor or Olivia Cook?
Olivia Cook.
Olivia Cook or Ayo Edebiri?
Ayo Edebiri.
Is that how you say it? You've now gotten...
I think it's Ayo. Actually, let's
Edebiri.
Google how to pronounce the name.
Ayo?
Yeah, is it Ayo or Ayo?
I don't know.
How to pronounce
Ayo.
Mr. Day.
They like us, so we know.
Ayo.
Edebiri. So you got it right.
I got it right.
You got the last name
Yes.
right. You got the
But I
first
swear
name
she introduces herself as Ayo Edebiri, no?
Meet in the middle. It's beautiful.
So, what did I
Okay.
say? Ayo Edebiri.
Yeah.
Ayo Edebiri.
Yeah.
Ayo Edebiri.
Ayo Edebiri.
This is going to be bad. Please change it so I'm going to have to go to a different actor.
Yeah.
Ayo Edebiri or Jenna Ortega?
Ayo Edebiri. Sorry.
Ayo Edebiri. I can't fucking do this.
We're going to have to do a laugh compilation. Fast
Ayo Edebiri or Will Poulter?
Will Poulter.
Thank God. Will Poulter or Kaylee Spaney?
Will Poulter. Yeah.
Nice. Who we met, or we didn't meet.
I've served him.
Not Will
Wait,
Poulter.
Kaylee Spaney?
Kaylee Spaney at
Oh.
Gladiator 2.
No way.
Yeah. Well, we didn't meet
I
her.
thought-
She was in
I
the
thought
line.
You were talking about Will Poulter. I've
not
like
yet.
served his table when I was waitressing. Yeah.
Very
That
nice.
face.
He seems like the best guy ever.
He was so nice.
Will Poulter or Austin Butler?
Will Poulter.
Will Poulter or Emma Mackey?
Will Poulter.
Will Poulter or Rachel Zegler?
Will Poulter.
Will Poulter or Harris Dickinson?
Harris Dickinson.
Harris Dickinson or Elle Fanning?
Harris Dickinson.
Harris Dickinson or Dakota Fanning?
Harris Dickinson.
Harris Dickinson or Jeremy Allen White?
Oh, Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White or Naomi Aki?
I did really like Naomi Aki she was in Mickey 17, right? Yeah. Yeah, Naomi Aki.
Naomi Aki or Emma Corrin?
I'm going to say it was between Emma Corrin and
Naomi Aki.
Emma Corrin.
Emma Corrin or Daniel Kaluuya?
Daniel Kaluuya.
Daniel Kaluuya or Paul Mescal?
Oh, God.
Damn!
God.
Right on.
God, they both have such enviable careers. Paul Mescal.
Paul Mescal or Daisy Edgar Jones?
Paul Mescal.
Sort of bit of that. Paul Mescal.
A real normal people fan here.
Yeah. Paul Mescal or Lupita Nyong'o?
Lupita Nyong'o.
Lupita Nyong'o or Jodie Comer?
Lupita Nyong'o.
Lupita Nyong'o or Vanessa Kirby?
Lupita Nyong'o.
Lupita Nyong'o or Mikey Madison?
Lupita Nyong'o.
Lupita Nyong'o or Barry Keoghan?
Lupita Nyong'o.
Lupita Nyong'o or Saoirse Ronan? Damn!
Yeah, Saoirse Ronan.
And finally, Saoirse Ronan or Timothy Chalamet?
Oh my God. I was actually going to say, for the quickfire questions, one of my favorite scenes is from Little Women.
Little Women.
Yeah. I actually did her monologue. Huh?
It's no use, Joe.
No, not that monologue. The one where she's like, I just think that women, that monologue. Yeah.
Because you are Joe March, aren't you?
Yes, I am Joe March. How did you know? Yes. Saoirse.
Okay, so Saoirse Ronan wins. There you go. She wins the battle of apparently the hottest actors working today.
Yeah.
Okay, that was quite fun. Gosh. Right, guys. What you are about to witness now, I can only apologize for. But suit up, sit in tight, grab your chairs because you're in for a roller coaster. Guys.
Warming up.
Guys, game number 2. It's not a game I can quite explain, except for the fact that I've decided to call it Hollywood Harmonies. So,
should we do context behind like why this?
You want to you tell the folks what's up.
So we were in India for an engagement, and we're in India for Panwa and Goldie's engagement. Congratulations, my friends! I'm so happy for you.
Everyone's like,
we love. We were in India, and we had been up since 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It was our last day of being in India.
Yeah, last night in Mumbai.
And we were like, who wants to go to the Four Seasons Mumbai? Me. And we all went to the Four Seasons, and
our flight was at 4 a.m.
Yes.
So there's no point us getting accommodation or hotel or an Airbnb for that night.
We were like driving in from
just outside.
Just outside of Mumbai, and we were like knackered. It'd been like 5 really back-to-back days.
I was sleeping on the driver.
Dylan was like a corpse, like in the car, like actually a road hazard. Like the driver couldn't change gears. Dylan was sleeping so hard. We have cut to footage. Anyway, so we're in Mumbai airport. Pim had gone at this point, an earlier flight. Goldie was not involved in the game because she has decorum, and then Panwa, Dylan and I, with one shared brain cell.
The last brain cell remaining.
One last brain cell. We were playing this game and pissing, howling,
well,
doubled over.
I want to say,
floor,
it was you, literally, everybody. It's 4 a.m. There are hundreds of people around us, hundreds of people trying to get to security.
Airport,
dead silent. And all they could hear at 4 a.m. in the morning is the sound of
That's such a violation. And obviously it's an airport, so you've got to be quiet. Security. So that just makes it even more funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't think people know what the hell.
But just our answers became increasingly more ludicrous.
Yes. Yes. You're about to witness.
You can't explain the rules.
We can't even explain the rules. We just got to do it.
Yeah.
So
and you'll pick up.
You'll pick up.
Yeah, any smart audience.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got a bunch of names in a bowl.
Can I show this bowl?
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of names in the bowl, and the rest is history, guys.
Wicked is also a film that is very close to our hearts.
Say again.
Wicked.
Oh yeah.
You've got to do the period.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Dylan, you've done it in wicked colours.
I didn't realize.
He was what? I didn't know.
Didn't realize. So yeah, guys, we're gonna get started with this game. We're gonna pick some actors out of the. In case you didn't know what I said, out of this bowl, and you will see what is about to transpire. The only thing is I want to discuss with you is how the hell does this end? Does it end?
Doesn't. We just keep going.
Okay, Panwa is the off-screen referee here.
Right.
So
is this a point? Winning? Are we competing?
No, we're just having fun.
Whenever I'm bored of the name.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right. You want to pick the first, since you're the guest, you want to pick the first name out of the...
I'm going to go for Alphaba Green. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so I just do, I just go straight into it. But
you got to say the name.
You have to guess. Oh!
What are you talking about? Guess.
Oh my God. Do I show it to you?
Just say it. Say who the name is. Tom Cruise. Oh, would you look at that?
What the heck?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Right. You got to start this one off.
Okay.
First name or last name?
So it begins.
Tom Cruise. He's an action star. He hurts himself a lot. Tom Cruise.
Wow, that's quite unfortunate. I heard he quit drinking quite a while ago because he got to keep his body in peak form.
Yeah.
So no Tom booze.
He's an actor, so diction is very important. Diction. She just let me say that. Not talk over me. Diction is really important. So like it's all about mouth movements and like, so Tom Muse.
Tom Muse. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. People say, his career has never been higher. There's winners, but Tom never lose. Tom lose.
Tom, he collects things. He collects things. He's a big fan of Timberlands, Tom shoes.
Is that so?
Yeah.
He also collects some other things as well. I heard he's a big fan of the animal kingdom. Tom Zoos.
Cut, move on.
Fuck, okay, good.
On to the next actor we go.
Dylan, pick one out.
That was
Right.
crazy.
All right.
Read the name, it's 2 minutes from then.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, ready?
No, hang on.
All right, the name.
Yep.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
I heard Emma's just taken a nasty fall off doing a stunt. Emma grown.
Emma, she's not so quick at picking up on things. Throw Emma a bone.
I heard she's quite difficult to get a hold of. I wish I could just Emma phone.
She's a real solitary creature. Emma alone.
Damn. I heard, she's going to do a body horror soon. She's had to really transform her body for this role. Emma Bone.
I said bone.
Did you?
I said bone.
No! Did you say bone?
I said throw Emma a bone.
Shit. Damn.
We got
I lost that round.
Yeah.
All right. Up next.
Yeah.
Damn you, Emma. That's quite violent. Oh no. Who is it?
I was actually just trying to buy a shirt. Like a a shirt of his on Vinted. Not his shirt, like a shirt for
So who's the actor?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Take it away.
So, Keanu, he loves winter wear.
I know.
Sorry.
Keanu.
Why are you whispering?
Keanu loves winter wear. Keanu sleeves.
Oh.
Yeah. What did you think?
Handy.
Oh, he weaves.
Do you know, speaking of winter, it's the last sort of season of the year, but the season before that, it's autumn. Keanu leaves.
Tomato.
Shut up. Continue.
Keanu, he's like just such a sad boy.
Oh, no.
He's always crying. Keanu grieves.
Oh, gosh. But he does grieve, but I heard he's actually a really lovely guy. He gets up for people on the subway. Fuck. I was going to say.
What's this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets up for people on the subway. He enjoys life as it comes. But that means no Keanu peeves. That was not my best one.
My next one. Keanu, he's got a real bob.
Yeah,
it's
he
got
does.
a real like dimension in the Keanu breeze.
The what?
In the Keanu breeze. When
Breeze. Oh.
Keanu's a bit of a trickster.
Oh, here we go.
No, say it.
Keanu's a bit of a trickster.
You don't know where this is going.
Oh, let me do it. Yeah. That would do it, wouldn't it? But similar to that guy, Tom Cruise.
That'll do, donkey.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Similar to that guy, Tom Cruise. He's at maybe the peak of his powers. Keanu achieves.
Wowee! We're going to two syllables. Yeah. Keanu, he's a real observant guy.
Is it?
Keanu perceives.
Damn, he's a very perceptive guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
But more than that, I heard he's found religion. One could say Keanu believes.
You know, he's got a real sensitive tummy. Keanu Reeves.
Time.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a great one.
That was
really
good. That was
round,
good.
Yeah.
Is it me?
That's you.
Okay. Oh no, I don't. Oh!
I'm scared. What?
I got Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
We've done this one. Oh no.
Action.
Oh, what a guy. What a guy. Another Hollywood hero, as they say. He's got so many great qualities about him.
Yeah.
One thing though I'm jealous of is his Brad grit.
Nice. You know, Brad, like Keanu, he's got tummy trouble. Brad shit.
Yeah, he does. Because he listens to his body. He's a wise guy. Brad Witt.
You know, he's really down with the kids. He likes to party here and there. Brad lit.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, I spoke last time about how he's a wise guy.
Yeah, that's what you meant. That's just what you just said.
I spoke last time about how he's quite a wise guy. He's very educated. One could even say he's grad Pitt.
Very good.
Mm.
You know, he's very like driven and dedicated to everything he does. He really follows through. Brad commit.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard he's also a techie guy. This is quite techie guy.
Yeah.
Shit, this is not going well. Yeah, he's quite a techie guy.
You're seeing it through.
But you know, he's also been taking up martial arts, and I've seen him in the gym recently.
Yeah.
Brad Hitt.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with techie time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one.
Next one.
Meryl Streep.
Damn, this is hard.
This is hard.
Damn, Meryl.
You know, Meryl, like, she's a really big fan of Radiohead.
Oh,
Meryl Creep.
damn. That was nice.
That was hard, yeah.
Yeah. Radiohead though. They're quite a melancholic band from time to time. Meryl Weep.
Yeah. Meryl, you know, she's kind of freaky.
Damn, is
Kind
it?
of freaky, yeah. She's kind of freaky.
Good for her.
It's like real, like, voyeur. Meryl Peep.
Okay, fair enough. She's quite an accomplished actor. I think she's got 2 Oscars to her name. Or 3 Oscars to her name. The same can't be said for her driving ability. I heard she failed her test a couple times. The Hill was Meryl 2 Streep. Streep? Bro, as soon as you made me say Ayo Adibari, I have Meryl 2 Steep. Bro, I'm not a Cambridge graduate, alright? Hold on. Don't insult my illiteracy.
Insult your illiteracy. You know, Meryl, she works so hard. She has to rest sometimes. Meryl sleep. Yeah.
Okay, time.
Nice.
2 left.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Assad as well.
Huh?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Best one.
Hell.
All right. I'll start this one off then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, gosh, what a guy. One of my favorite actors, that guy is.
Right.
He's also a very talented man off the screen. He likes to cook. Desserts especially. Call him Bake Gyllenhaal.
Nice. You know, he's very talented, as you say. But, like, some things he's not so good at. So when we're driving, you know, he's a bit reckless. I'm like, hit the brake! Gyllenhaal.
Ah. I see what you did there.
It's all about the delivery, yeah.
Is that an earthquake?
That was like a Mr. Chow laugh. Oh, is that so? Hit the brake.
Yeah.
That's cool. Where were you driving to? It wasn't by any chance a Lake Gyllenhaal, was it?
No, it wasn't. Because he would have hiked to that, you know. He likes hiking. He's got real juicy glutes. Cake Gyllenhaal.
Cake Gyllenhaal. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that so? Huh?
Caked up to the north.
Oh, Izyan. For goodness sake, Gyllenhaal. I win.
Yeah. No, you said that.
You've really taked Gyllenhaal.
Who?
Take that, you know, because you won.
I'll take. Yeah, I'll take that Gyllenhaal. Do you want to do the last one?
Yeah. Was that time, or do we have more?
No, you actually had 15 more seconds.
It's all good.
So I do 2 minutes.
Okay. So
Dylan's like, let's leave it on my high.
Yeah.
Instead of him failing.
A debrief.
Right, the last one. Christian Bale.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
You know, he's a real fan of the rain. But even more of a fan of the Christian hail.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, you speak about the rain and the hail and all these elements. I heard he likes a bit of a little gust. Christian Gale.
Really good. He's been, sheltering from all the elements. Really getting into his healthy cooking.
Is that so?
Yeah, I heard he's a big fan of Christian kale.
Kale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good for you. I heard he recently took a trip out into the ocean on a boat. He was fishing when he came across a Christian whale. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's a real big star. He gets a lot of letters from fans. Christian Male. Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He wouldn't be getting those kind of letters out in the ocean. Where he would like to say he Christian sails.
No, yeah, I mean he sails, but he's really good with his SPF. Christian Pale. Yeah.
He is a man of very many talents. He hardly Christian fails.
He's also a really big fan of, the outdoors, like we said. He's a real big fan of Yorkshire. Christian Dale.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar to an aforementioned person. He's I heard he's taken up religion as well. Yeah. Fuck. And yeah, he's got a lot of things to be thankful about. Christian prevails.
Ooh. He's into his theology, but he's also in about inclusivity. So, Christian learned Braille.
I'm sorry, what?
Braille.
Christian
Braille.
learned Braille. Yeah.
Is that so?
That's
Yeah.
That's time.
That's time.
Well, there we go. Go on. Finish it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about Braille.
Kobe.
Yeah, I've heard he's got quite into the Bible. Yeah, and he's a believer himself, and occasionally wears a Christian Holy Grail.
And on that
note, guys, we that is it. That is our game called Hollywood Harmonies. I don't know if any of the audience, anyone watching or listening, has any brain cells left.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That was quite fun.
Yeah.
Christian of Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we Christian prevailed. Guys, that concludes episode number 70 of the Popcorn Podcast. I'm laughing still. Thank you so much, Izyan, for coming and chatting and laughing and trying to rhyme and etc.
Yeah.
But I hope you've somewhat enjoyed this rather chaotic experience.
So much. I'm so sad it's over, and I beat you in that game. So
you might have actually. I can't lie, but we need different.
I had some bangers.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, all of Izyan's relevant links will be down below in the description box in case you want to give her a follow. She's doing some really awesome things. We can't wait to see where your career takes you next.
Thank you so much, Del.
On that note, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we will catch you very soon in the next episode of the Popcorn Podcast. Cheers.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.